Most people believe they lose control in big moments, arguments, conflicts, high-pressure situations. But that's not true. Control is usually lost quietly, in small, everyday reactions that feel harmless in the moment. Think about the last time you felt misunderstood. Not attacked, just misunderstood. Notice what happens inside you first. A tightness, a need to correct, a sudden urge to explain. You add details, you clarify intentions, you justify yourself. It feels responsible, it feels mature. But the effect is different. Too much explanation rarely creates clarity. It creates doubt. The listener starts wondering why so much effort is needed to support a simple position. People who hold control say what matters and then stop. They allow silence, and silence quietly reinforces confidence. Now consider feedback. Even calm feedback. When it touches identity or self-worth, the body reacts before the mind. The voice tightens, the shoulders rise, listening turns into defense. In that moment, learning stops. Those who stay in control notice the early signals. They pause. They breathe. They remind themselves information is not danger. Listening does not mean submission. It means stability. Another place control slips away is speed. Responding instantly feels efficient. It feels respectful. But emotional speed often comes from discomfort, from the urge to fix things quickly, so tension disappears. Calm people are not rushed people. They understand time improves judgment. A pause does not weaken a message. It sharpens it. Confidence is tested when validation is missing. When agreement disappears, many people feel unsteady. They soften their position. They search for reassurance. They try to make it okay. But control grows when approval becomes optional. Internal validation changes everything. You no longer need others to confirm your stability. Anger often enters here. It feels strong, decisive, protective. But anger is usually not strength. It is unprocessed emotion. When anger leads, clarity leaves. Decisions become reactive. Words become weapons. And later, regret becomes the teacher. Those who manage themselves well notice anger early and delay action. Time creates perspective. Perspective restores control. Discomfort shows up in small habits. A quick laugh, a joke, filling space that feels too quiet. Silence makes many people uneasy, but silence is not empty. It is neutral. Those who are comfortable with silence appear grounded, even without saying anything. Another quiet loss of control comes from sharing too much too fast. Honesty matters, but boundaries matter more. Not every emotion needs an audience. Selective openness protects clarity. It preserves trust without leaking power. Some conversations become contests. The need to have the last word feels urgent. But peace does not always require closure. Sometimes the strongest response is no response. People also lose control when they try to please everyone. Avoiding discomfort feels kind, but it creates inattention. Calm limits protect self-respect. A clear no said gently can save years of resentment. And finally, uncertainty. Most people panic when answers are missing. They rush decisions. They chase reassurance. Those who stay calm focus on what they can influence. They accept what they cannot control and keep their mind clear. Control is not certainty. It is stability without certainty. It is awareness, then choice. And that is where real strength begins. If you want a simple way to test whether you're in control, notice your breathing. When the breath becomes shallow, the mind becomes urgent. Urgency pushes you into reactions you later have to repair. So here is a practical rule you can use immediately. Before you respond to anything that triggers you, take one slow breath in and one slow breath out. Not for spirituality, for clarity. That single breath creates a tiny gap between feeling and action. And that gap is where control lives. When you feel the urge to over-explain, try a one-sentence answer. Say the core point once, then stop. If someone wants more, they can ask. This keeps you calm, and it teaches others to treat your words as final, not negotiable. When you feel defensiveness rising, don't argue with it. Label it quietly in your mind. I feel threatened. The moment you name it, it loses intensity. Then focus on one question only. What part of this is useful? Even if the person delivering feedback is imperfect, useful information can still exist. You keep control by choosing the useful part and leaving the emotional hook behind. Control is not something you claim. It is something people feel when they are around you. And the quickest way to lose it is to let emotions drive your timing, your tone, and your choices. The good news is simple. You don't need a new personality. You need a new process. Start with the moment you feel misunderstood. Instead of explaining more, slow the moment down. Say your point once clearly in normal volume. Then stop talking. Let silence do the heavy lifting. If the other person truly wants clarity, they will ask a specific question. If they don't, more words will not help anyway. Now look at defensiveness. Defensiveness is usually the nervous system protecting identity. So don't fight defensiveness with more thinking. Work with your body first. Drop the shoulders. Unclench the jaw. Exhale longer than you inhale. Then listen again. You are training your system to stay open under pressure. Next is the urge to respond fast. Most people reply quickly because silence feels like losing. But silence is not losing. Silence is control. When you feel urgency, give yourself permission to wait. Even 5 minutes changes the quality of your response. A calm answer is not only safer, it is more respected. Validation is another hidden trap. If your stability depends on agreement, you will always feel exposed. So practice making decisions based on values, not applause. Ask yourself, would I choose this if nobody praised me for it? If the answer is yes, you can stand calmly, even when others disagree. Anger requires a different kind of discipline. Anger is energy. If you use it immediately, it burns the room. If you delay it, it becomes focus. When anger appears, don't speak yet. Name it internally. Then choose one controlled action. Lower the voice, shorten the sentence, or step away for a moment. You are not avoiding conflict. You are protecting clarity. Nervous laughter is often a sign of discomfort with tension. So practice staying still when tension rises. You don't need to soften every moment. Try a neutral face, a slow blink, a 2-second pause. This communicates that you can hold pressure without leaking it. Oversharing is often a search for relief, but relief can be expensive. Before you share, check the motive. Are you sharing to build trust or to reduce anxiety? If it is anxiety, pause. Write it down privately first. Talk to a trusted person later. Your emotional world stays protected, and your mind stays clear. The need to have the last word is usually a desire for control through dominance. But dominance is fragile. It needs constant proving. Real control is quiet. If you feel that impulse, do something counterintuitive. End your sentence early. Say, I understand, and stop. Or simply let the conversation end. People remember composure more than arguments. People-pleasing is one of the most common ways control disappears. It starts as politeness then becomes self-betrayal. So practice small boundaries daily, not dramatic ones, small ones. Decline one request you don't have energy for. Say, "Not today." Notice what happens. Most of the time, the world does not collapse, and your self-respect grows. Uncertainty is the final test. When answers are missing, many people rush to feel safe again. But rushing creates weak decisions, so train a different response. Separate what you know from what you fear. Write the facts in one line. Write the assumptions in another. Then choose one small step you can take today. This keeps you moving without panicking. A simple way to notice progress is to watch your own recovery time. How long does it take you to return to calm after a trigger? With practice, it becomes minutes, sometimes seconds. That is real improvement. Try this in a real conversation. When someone provokes you, you don't need a clever comeback. You need stability. Use short, neutral phrases that keep you composed. "I hear you." "I'll think about that." "Let me get back to you." These phrases are not weakness. They are boundaries made of calm. And if you feel yourself slipping into explaining, defending, or pleasing, come back to one question. What would a composed person do right now? Usually the answer is simple. Breathe. Slow down. Say less. Control is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to feel emotion without giving it the steering wheel. And steadiness is the rarest kind of authority.